It happens in less than a second. You're talking, she looks up and your eyes lock. The background noise seems to fade slightly, and there's a sudden, palpable tension in the air. It feels profound, almost intrusive. But what is actually happening inside her brain at that exact moment? This isn't just about being polite or paying attention. It's a significant biological event. When you hold eye contact with a woman, you are essentially interfacing with her ancient social detection software. You are triggering a complex cascade of neurochemicals that fundamentally change how she feels, how she trusts, and how connected she feels to you in that instant. Understanding this mechanism doesn't just make you a better communicator, it reveals the invisible wiring behind human bonding. The moment mutual gaze is established, several regions of her brain light up simultaneously. The first major reaction involves the ventral striatum, the core of the brain's reward system. Eye contact triggers a release of dopamine, the neurotransmitter associated with pleasure and motivation. This is the initial spark. It feels good, and it motivates her brain to maintain the connection. But the real heavy lifter in this scenario is oxytocin. Often simplistically labeled the love hormone, oxytocin acts more like a social modulator. Research consistently shows that sustained, positive eye contact significantly spikes oxytocin levels. This surge has profound implications. It increases feelings of trust and empathy, enhances the processing of positive social memories, and critically, it dampens the activity of the amygdala. This dampening effect is crucial because the amygdala is the brain's threat detector, and herein lies the fundamental paradox of eye contact. In the animal kingdom, a direct, prolonged stare is almost universally interpreted as a prelude to aggression. The human brain retains this primal wiring. Eye contact inherently increases arousal in the autonomic nervous system. If the gaze is too intense, too soon, or devoid of warmth, what we might call staring rather than gazing, the amygdala flares up, overriding the calming oxytocin response. Her brain is constantly running a rapid calculation. Is this gaze an invitation, or is it an interrogation? If the amygdala flags the interaction as a threat, she won't necessarily register it consciously as fear. It will manifest as a sudden feeling of being uncomfortable, exposed, or wanting to look away. The context, your facial expression, and the duration of the gaze are the variables that determine whether her brain codes the experience as intimacy or aggression. When the balance is right, and the gaze is perceived as safe and engaging, something remarkable happens beyond just chemical release, neural coupling. This is the phenomenon where the brain activity of two people begins to synchronize, almost like two instruments tuning to the same frequency. Studies using hyperscanning technology have shown that eye contact increases this synchronization, particularly in the gamma frequency band. This alignment is the neurological basis for feeling understood or clicking with someone. Furthermore, her brain is subconsciously tracking micro details that you aren't even aware you're broadcasting, most notably your pupils. When you are interested or aroused, your autonomic nervous system causes your pupils to dilate. Her brain registers this instantly. Dilated pupils are subconsciously perceived as more attractive and trustworthy because they signal genuine engagement and vulnerability. It creates a powerful feedback loop. She perceives your interests, which increases her own physiological engagement, which in turn affects you. So, why does this intricate neurobiological dance matter in the modern world? We are currently living in an era defined by distraction and fragmented attention. The average interaction is constantly interrupted by notifications, screens, and generalized anxiety. This constant breaking of connection starves the brain of the deep signals it evolved to need for building genuine intimacy and assessing safety. When you can maintain a calm, warm, sustained gaze, you are providing an increasingly rare neurological experience. You are signaling, with the most potent nonverbal tool humans possess, that in this moment, she is safe and she is seen. This isn't a dating hack. It is recognizing that in an increasingly disconnected and digitized world, the ability to offer genuine presence is the most attractive quality of all.